Homegrown Music is a production of the North Carolina Channel. Major funding is provided by Duke Energy.
I know what I want from my energy company. I want to know that my power is always on and that my energy is cleaner, safer, and affordable. That's why, as a Duke Energy lineman, I'm working hard to make that possible. I feel honored to serve our community. It's a good feeling knowing that I'm helping to build a smarter, reliable energy future for all of us, for my family and for yours.
And when it's good, there ain't nothing better. When it's bad, ain't nothing worse. My brother Isaac Moore on the guitar, Daniel Perry on the bass, Jimmy Robinson on the drums, and my name's Jake Moore. We're the Moore Brothers Band. Thank y'all so much for having us and hanging out.
My name's Daniel Perry. I'm from Statesville, North Carolina, and I play bass for the Moore Brothers Band.
My name's Jake Moore, and I'm with the Moore Brothers Band, and I'm 19 years old, and we're from Hickory, North Carolina.
My name's Isaac Moore, and I'm from Hickory, North Carolina. And I'm 15.
My name is Jimmy Robinson. I'm from Hildebrand, North Carolina.
We lean towards Americana with our acoustic roots. So we have the whole acoustic guitar thing going. Isaac switches out between acoustic and electric. But we also have this like adult contemporary kind of style, like Allman Brothers all the way to, we play even some funk like Bruno Mars, Stevie Wonder, even there. So it's really more just of a mainstream, organic kind of adult contemporary. So that's what we're leaning towards.
I've been the brother, the vagabond they picked up on the side of the road on the way to the gig. I've been, yeah, the cousin, the one that didn't exactly fit but was always there, you know, in the background. So yeah, I've been named all kinds of things playing with them.
I play the drums for the Moore Brothers Band and enjoying every single minute of it.
I'm the lead singer and I do all the songwriting, but you know, lead-wise, I kind of just let Isaac handle a lot of that.
Yeah, I grew up in a musical family. Started about 6 on mandolin, and then from there my dad introduced the guitar to me at 8. And then ever since then, that's all I really wanted to play. My musical styles are sort of, I think it's a lot of diversity, a lot of blues, a lot of jazz. I sort of try to cover it all just to give myself sort of a broad appeal.
Isaac, he's a blessing to have as a little brother. I couldn't ask, you know, for any different or any better. I love him to death, and he's working very hard on guitar and learning all the, you know, the licks from the greats, but also working on his own style. He's doing some very innovative kind of stuff.
It's awesome. It's hard to replicate that, you know. That's just playing with my brother. That's what it's all about.
Isaac, the things he can pull off on a guitar is amazing for a 15-year-old kid to do. Like in the Battle of the Bands, there's a section in the break on Good Luck, Bad Luck where he plays 3 or 4 different styles in 2 measures. He's playing this rapid pull-offs, and all of a sudden he goes into this 30-second single strokes, and then he's right back into this tapping, and it all fits, and it's just amazing how he can do that.
It sort of goes sort of away from the mind, I think, when I sort of play, especially in the right moments. I'm not really thinking about it. It's just sort of there, you know what I mean? It's sort of like this, it's like a space, you know? It's sort of, you just you just sort of drift and then you sort of come back, you know. But that's just sort of how playing is to me.
All right, here we go. Stand on the rock with me.
He helps push me, you know, with his lead stuff and practicing that, and I help guide him through stuff as well, because I've played for, I guess, 14 to 15 years now. And with that much time, you practice and you learn different things, and this works great here, this not so much here. So that experimenting, I can go ahead and give him that knowledge of, oh, this is gonna work great here, you know, that kind of thing. So I can pass that on to him and help it as well.
I'm the youngest one, if we're going in reverse order. I had been playing drums earlier in my life, and my life took me in a different area, and I had been 15 years not playing a gig, and Jake called, and he was in desperate need of a drummer, and his dad told him to call me, and it was a match made in heaven.
And all the moves that I make, I know you're watching every step I take.
Well, we've been friends of the family for 18 years anyway. We all went to church together, and I know these kids when they was just very small. Isaac was probably in diapers, and Jake was 2 or 3 year old, 3 or 4. I've always aggravated these kids to, and said I would play for them one day when they got good enough. Those kids they're just awesome. I'm just at awe when we go to practice on Thursday nights. I'm at awe of what happens in the practice room.
I met the boys when they were much younger than me, but due to the music and stuff, it kept us really tight as far as us progressing as a band and all together as far as the direction of the music. It wasn't, my age never really affected it, besides maybe a little bit of influence, some older rock and roll and some different things I might have opened their ears up to a couple times, but I can't take all the credit for that either. They've listened to all kinds of different music. But yeah, kind of the senior member, I guess. One of them now.
All right, Riley, you ready? Kick your boots off. Do a little hootenanny. We're gonna play you some bluegrass, Moore Brothers band style. Let's hear it. What? Can I get a what? Yeah, what?
Listened to a lot of bluegrass music growing up. I would say bass, mostly Barry Bills with Alison Krauss. He's just the definition of, simpler is better. If you listen to his playing, he is a very straightforward bass player, and I listen to that. I listen to him a lot. When I started playing electric bass, I started listening to a lot of Byron House, who played with the Sam Bush Band. And he's a killer bass player, but there's so many out there nowadays.
You ready to get your groove on, Raleigh? Let me hear ya. Let me tell you how it is. I've been down, but this is not my end. I told you that you put me through is worse than a cold day with no shoes. You can't play me like a radio. I don't bump like an 80s stereo. And all the moves that I make, I know you're watching every step I take.
Jake, he's just phenomenal. The multi-musician that he is, plays just multiple instruments, and he plays them very well, all of them. Anything he sets his head to, he can play.
I ain't the son of the seventh son, and black cats won't cross my path. And good luck comes, I just watch it run, and it sure does run out fast.
I've been playing on stage since I was 7 years old, so I love it. You meet a lot of people, a lot of places, and I think I play with other bands. I play with country band. I played with a groove band. So just when local people need me, I'll jump in and help them. Well, my influences have evolved as our music has evolved. So I started out listening to people like Sam Bush Band, Bale Flex, or the acoustic guys a lot. And then as it progressed, I listened to some jazz people like Herbie Hancock, different piano players like that. And then now I listen to a lot of like Maroon 5, Bruno Mars, all those guys on that mainstream circuit. Ed Sheeran does some really cool rhythm things, and some people say I look like him a little bit, so I've caught that. That's my camp nickname.
The thing that I like about drums is its expression. I'm not a very flamboyant drummer at all. I do keep a good rhythm. I have this rhythm in my head. When we start, it's hard for me to get off of that particular beat. But the expression, it's accents. I'm an accent drummer. Like I say, I'm not flamboyant at all, but accent. I love accenting different stuff in music, and the type of music that Jake is writing, it's perfect for this accenting, and it's just right up my alley.
I'm a Berklee College music student, and I'm going through their songwriting program, and so I'm writing every week, working on original material, and then what I do is I'll get 2 or 3, and I'll call it a batch. And then I'll bring those to the band and let them check them out, see if it's grooving with us, you know, and not everyone will, but when we do find one that's interesting, we'll just work on it and just the little details, what everybody's gonna do, and then we'll take it out to the fans and play it for everybody, and most of the time they love it.
Stand on the rock.
I write all the material basically, and then everybody adds their own stuff to that on top of that. So me being able to play for people and show them music that's come from my heart and I've heard and put together, it's very rewarding to just see that take place. It's just like you take a song, you've written it, you have this vision, you're painting this picture for everybody to see, then you bring that up on stage, and everybody gets to see that and experience that with you as you play it. So it's very fun. It's awesome. I love it.
But how can we be shook by this force and sound if we stand on higher ground?
I would say we're definitely following behind Jake as of right now. The way he has taken our sound and put music to it, he has been composing music that really fits us and fits what we can do, that we kind of follow in his direction as far as you know, what he's churning out, but we all add our own input into it. I mean, there's a lot of times that you know, we'll be working on something new and we'll get to a certain part of a song and we'll kind of stop and break it down, and Isaac might be like, oh, well, I want to do this riff here, and Jimmy will be like, oh, well, I want to put this drum beat here, kind of thing. We'll all just kind of collaborate together. But definitely as we have progressed into writing more original music and stuff, Jake has been the forefront on that for the band.
Your telephone, 'cause you don't need to go, but I guess that's how the dice will roll, but no one ever told me so, and you got to hear me out.
I'm kind of the utility player, is what they would call it. So I'm the utility player. So what happens is I play acoustic guitar, I play banjo, piano, organ, Mando Strat, which is my electric Mando from Fender, and a couple other instruments. So I'm kind of filling in whatever the texture needs to be.
The songwriting, he's writing these great songs, and it's right up my alley. I am so thrilled and I'm honored to be just a small part of what they're doing right now.
'Cause you got to stand on the rock, take his hand, 'cause therefore and out, the always.
The cool thing is I get to express myself, and with original music, I'm getting to have my outlet to use that creativity. So I'm very happy with what's going on and where we're heading.
It is stereo, and all the moves that I make know you're watching every step I take. A long time since I've seen your face.
And we improvise a lot. So when we're on stage, like the progression of the song is pretty much the same, right? You know, chorus and verses, how and so on. But the breaks and the emphasis is not mapped, okay? So that changes. That's one thing about, we have people, when we'll play a show, they'll come back and see us a month later and say, whoa, we might play the same songs, but it has different emphasis. It's all about that moment and improvising and letting that breathe.
Some old graveyard ground. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cold ground. Dig a hole, meadow, I'm all in on the Hickory now.
The growth that I see each and every week is just the maturity that they're coming in. These boys, they can play so much. Both their fingers are so fast, they can play all this stuff, and I kind of have to say, hey, let's hold back just a little bit. Don't show everything you got every time, you know, so we try to keep the reins on that.
I think it's awesome that we get to represent this area and kind of show people how it has changed, how the music has changed. You know, growing up, the style of music that we're playing was really hard to find. I mean, you had to go to Charlotte or Greensboro type area to hear, you know, something that wasn't just completely traditional or, you know, that wasn't like canned music. You know, live music is a dying art form.
Well, I've always called North Carolina home. I was born here in Hickory at the hospital here in Hickory, and I grew up here as a teenager, running to the mall, playing in the video arcade, and I've always loved Hickory. And but any time that you can have a homegrown band or whatever that you want to be, it's more special when it comes from your home. It's just special, and these kids, they live about 5 miles from me, so I'm zippity zap right over to practice, and but they're really good young men, and but yeah, being from Hickory and being homegrown like that, it's awesome.
Probably that, I don't know, it's good people, especially down here in the South, and like, you know, it's smaller, and it's like how we were raised. We sort of relate to it, you know, in that sort of sense, you know.
We have great support from our parents and our family and the town, and they I think they're all you know, behind us and helping us make it happen and get out and play in other cities as well. But this community there's a lot of music here, you know, especially acoustic music. So you learn so much from playing with other people and being able to jam and just have fun. You know, and you meet people on the road and that kind of stuff as well, and I really enjoy that.
So being able to be a promoter of North Carolina is awesome, I feel like, since their younger age and everything like that, hopefully gets some people into the music from this area. Well, we love to travel. We love getting in the van, you know, for those 8-hour car rides, going across state, going somewhere.
We have a high-top van, you know, we go through, or a bus or wherever. It just depends on what we got going on. But we will I sleep, you know, typically, because I got to rest up for the show. But if I'm not, and we're just chilling, we have our gaming system hooked up, okay? So, and with that hooked up, we just tried to pick games that are nice and neutral, so we don't leave the bus and everybody's mad, you know?
But it is awesome to also be able to come back and play local venues in the area and kind of show people how we have progressed.
Got to stand on the rock with me. Got to stand on the rock with me. Got to stand on the rock with me.
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We drove down. I guess that's like a 3-hour drive, so it's not bad. So we drove down and got set up with sound check, and met all the bands. Other bands were super nice. It sounded great. And we also walked around the fair a little bit. Some great food. That's one thing with music, the food. All these different types of food and all over the place. It's awesome. And there was also some other great bands there as well that were playing outside of the arena, so it's a lot of fun.
There ain't nothing better when it's bad, ain't nothing worse.
It was good. It was great. I thought it was a great venue, great show. I liked it a lot.
Oh, that was big stage, one of the biggest that we've played. It was awesome. The atmosphere, the people were so kind to us, from the stage help, all the way down sound crew to the other bands that competed. We all just really had a great time. Truly, it was just it was really just a North Carolina feeling, all the hospitality and of course the funnel cake, and it was just a really good time.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. It's the big crowds, and as a musician, that's sort of what you live for.
I've been working in the gym. I've been working on it and working on bulking up a little bit, and I will through springtime and summer and all. But I gotta eat. That's part of it. So being a musician and on stage, you wouldn't think about it exactly, but you have to have some endurance to be able to jump around and perform and run the stage, sing and play at the same time and do all this together. So that's just part of it, and it makes my job easier, basically.
Step I take. All right, y'all help me out, here we go. And every step I take, and every step I take, and every step I take, every step I take, and every step I take, and every step I take, and every step I take, every step I take.
I just see myself being in a lot of different places probably at one time, so I'll probably continue to teach and help, teach. But I love playing with my brother and doing the Moore Brothers Band. That's, anytime I can play with my brother and make a living at that, through the time, it's hard to beat that. I mean, I love working with all those guys and making that happen, so.
I'll probably go all my life playing, keeps getting bigger and playing for whoever I need to, or playing in the band, probably going towards the top, definitely.
Oh, I know, the Isaac Lovers, that's his fan club, and they actually, anytime that we're towards their area in eastern North Carolina, they'll come out and watch him and see him. So I'll give him a hard time about it. It's pretty funny. I've taken from, I guess, 8 to 10 different teachers on different instruments, and what I've learned from that is that I love being able to pass that on to somebody else. I have around 20, 25 students now, And with those students, I have all ages, all the way from elementary school all the way to, retired. And being able to pass on that music, or somebody being able to play their favorite song, it's very cool to be able to see that all come to place, because they'll learn their chords, whatever they need to know, they practice it, and you see them progress, and then they finally get to their goal and what they're wanting to do. It's awesome. We have a lot of fun, love the music, and everybody, music is it brings everybody together in a way, and I know we've heard that before, but it really does for a band. Almost it gets to a spiritual point as well, because you're just using the gifts that you've been given.
Homegrown Music is a production of the North Carolina Channel. Major funding is provided by Duke Energy.
I know what I want from my energy company. I want to know that my power is always on and that my energy is cleaner, safer, and affordable. That's why, as a Duke Energy lineman, I'm working hard to make that possible. I feel honored to serve our community. It's a good feeling knowing that I'm helping to build a smarter, reliable energy future for all of us, for my family and for yours.
North Carolina Channel is made possible by the financial contributions of viewers like you who support the UNC TV network.